So it looks like we are
Don't
live
remind
now.
me.
First of all, hey Jared. Second of all, hello everybody and welcome to the Hangout. Part-time Vegan hasn't arrived yet. I've sent him the link about, must have been almost 10 minutes ago now. And as soon as he arrives, I'll kick the others out of the Hangout, or to be honest, I'll just urge them to leave because afterwards they could rejoin then. But before he arrives, let's just start with some random flat earth shit talk. So, yeah. So, Sean, you were...
Isn't that all it is?
Yeah, it is. So, Sean, you were in a rant about Ranty.
Oh, yeah. I did the Ranty Can't Camera parts 1 and 2. The first one was because he thought that video cameras don't have a shutter. And he also thinks that video isn't actually still images, just played back to back. That's why they're called motion pictures, because they are pictures that give the illusion of motion by rapidly playing one after another. They're still frames, Ranty. Requires a shutter. And I'll actually be giving a demonstration on what shutter causes with rapidly moving objects, even on a digital camera. I actually have a video that I've clipped out from somebody showing rolling shutter.
Aha.
So I did part 2, and then then Ranty blocked me. He claims he blocked me 3 weeks ago at first. And of course that urged me to do my tail between his legs video and the follow-up hangout, which he actually showed up for in the chat, which I just totally berated the heck out of him. Now note, I didn't say I destroyed him. I berated him. There's a difference.
Right.
Well,
yeah. Oh, sorry. Continue, please.
Well, go ahead. I'm taking a drink of something.
Okay. So his weirdest claim yet that I've seen and that we've talked about was the claim that zooming into a picture actually changes the parallax. Yeah. In my opinion, that's almost dumbfuck of the year worthy.
Oh, he actually changed that after I did my Ranty Can't Camera part 2, because that was actually the whole point of part 2 was he literally said that the way cameras work is as you zoom in, you move the position of the camera closer. That was his quote. So I made the Ranty Can't Camera part 2, and so he had to change his claim to saying, well, you're using Google Earth, and since Google Earth's trying to say it's a ball and it's not, we had to move where the camera was to get what you're actually supposed to see on a flat Earth. Well, since Google Earth matched up with your panoramic shot from Anthony's location before you did that moving the camera stuff, and then after you move the camera stuff, none of the landscape matches up anymore, your method fails.
You're actually disproving yourself.
Exactly. If your landscape doesn't match what Anthony shot in Google Earth anymore because you move the camera in Google Earth, then your hypothesis is wrong. So during all this, he when I was doing my berating hangout, he said that it was all BS because he has had me blocked for 3 weeks. So in that hangout, I shared my screen for everybody to see what what actually caused me to make the Ranty Can't Camera videos. And there were comments from him as of last night was 8 days ago. Today is 9. He still, through that entire hangout, kept on saying I was blocked by him 3 weeks ago, even though I was able to see his comments from 8 days ago. So today he realized that he screwed up, and on Nathan's hangout, he decided to change that to, oh, I blocked him 9 days ago. I've got comments that I can still see of his from 4 days ago. I cannot see any comments from him while I'm logged in from the time that my Ranty Can't Camera part 2 video and on, because during that hangout, he blocked me and he's lying about it. So I'm going to be making a video on that, showing all that. The video is going to cover a couple other things too, because Anthony loves to say that, I misrepresent him, I misquote him, and Ranty's on this kick too. But today in Nathan's hangout, Anthony decides to say that I have an open invitation for him, Ranty, and Nathan to come to my channel. Never once did I say anything close to that.
He's probably mixing you up with me. I have an open invitation for them.
Well, immediately after he said that, he plays part of my clip on my ranty berating video.
All right, then. It's possibly not a mix-up. Yeah,
So-
I actually invited all three of them independently. Ranty doesn't want to because I'm just a global shill. Nathan doesn't want to come on because I'm not popular enough, and I think Riley might come on, but he's so into Ranty's channel right now that apparently he doesn't want to do that because he wants to just to do this on Nathan's channel. So yeah,
Well,
probably none of the three is gonna join soon.
Well,
or at all.
Anthony decides to play in Nathan's Hangout part of, just a couple seconds worth of audio and video from my video, where I'm talking about how I would be more than happy to support Nathan if he would learn to play nice and actually join the Hangouts. And he cuts the audio there and proceeds to tell Nathan that, well, I don't know what he means by play nice. Now, if he would have kept playing that, immediately following that, I go, and this is what I mean by play nice, and go into detail. So he watched my Hangout to get those timestamps, had it queued up and ready to go, and then cut it out so he can misrepresent what I was saying. So Anthony, I'm just
really surprised by that.
Well, just the blatancy of it. I mean, he cut it off right as I was going to say what my criteria was for Nathan to play nice, and Anthony had the gall to say, "Well, I don't know what he means by play nice."
Do you think he did that on purpose, or was it just
absolutely, absolutely? Right. Because a couple seconds later, he plays a part of the Hangout from after that, so he watched the whole thing, and then quote mined, and then made up something else to say, "I don't know what he means," even though right after the part that he played first, I gave the definition of what I meant. Because Nathan doesn't want anything resembling what the actual boycott's about on his channel. And
yeah, they've told us various times that they think the boycott is not for the reason we've told them it is.
And that's why immediately after I said that in the Hangout, I made sure to clarify what I meant by play nice. Because if Nathan follows that, I will support his debates, because then it will become a debate. It won't be a echo chamber just to stomp on people who join.
Yeah, they're really playing the victim card on this echo chamber / boycott thing, right?
Well, that's because Nathan's getting about $1.20 per day on his videos now.
What was the value before that?
Well, since he was getting donations because people were actually interested in a debate, and he's not getting super chats anymore, he's getting just ad revenue, and it's about $1.20 per day, going by his view count.
All right. Do you approximately know how high his income via super chat was before that?
Oh, he was getting donations left and right while he was still in a debate format. Now, since I've actually been watching his videos daily, because ad revenue is jack squat when you're only getting 160 or 120 live viewers or less. And since I'm actually matching him and sometimes surpassing him on views for all his live streams compared to my live streams, yeah, there's your popularity thing again, Nathan. I know about how much he's making per live stream for ad revenue, and it is absolutely squat. So he was relying on that super chat, and since it's not interesting anymore, he's not getting any. I've watched every debate since this boycott has been put in place, and he's had one single $2 donation in the super chat. His donations have dried up because nobody's entertained anymore.
I'm not really familiar with Nathan's situation. Is he doing this as his job, or does he have a regular job outside of YouTube?
He's getting some kind of government funding because he's unemployed, and he's got it's basically the American version of welfare and WIC.
Okay.
From my understanding, I could be wrong. This is just what I've heard, so this is third-hand information. But of course, that's going to be cherry-picked and quote mined in case I am wrong, because I'm more than happy to say I am wrong. That's just what I've heard from several different sources. And Nathan has not tried to deny it.
Well, he must be pretty freaking boiling that the money income is getting down.
That's why he's trying to bait everybody to join the Hangout, because he knows he's getting screwed. Like I said, learn to play nice, and people will come back to your debate. But if today is any indication of how you're learning that lesson, Nathan, you are failing miserably, because every person that you had on your panel swore at least once, and you didn't say a thing. Ranty, according to Anthony in the Hangout, Ranty kicked 2 people. Ranty did.
To the chat, if you guys are still subscribed to Nathan, his second channel called Only Nathan Oakley, I think, is just a few subscribers over 1,000. So if you leave, or if you quit the subscription, he might lose the super chat on that one. Just saying.
Well, he's probably gonna lose it anyway by the. Well, I'm not sure. Would he make above 4,000 hours of watch time? Last 12 months, he probably has.
His first channel, or his Prime channel, is currently blocked, I think, because of some sort of a copyright violation. So he can't do live streams on there. Right. And yeah, and the second one that he must be using for, or is currently using for the Hangouts, the on-air Hangouts, that is just over 1,000 subs.
Well, yeah, but remember, YouTube is changing it. It's no longer just over 1,000 subs. It's also having more than 4,000 hours of watch time in the last 12 months.
Ah, is it?
Yeah, I literally got the email this morning.
I haven't got that email yet.
Oh.
Check it now. Nope, I haven't got an email on that.
Well, I can send you the blog post it links to.
Oh, I was just corrected on this in the live chat. It was because somebody showed explicit content on his stream.
Ah.
Yes. From my understanding, somebody porn bombed him.
He was porn bombed. Okay.
I don't know when it happened. I don't know who did it. I didn't find out about it until the whole Anthony may have kicked somebody out, because when they came in, they joined. They says, "I didn't porn bomb you," and then they got kicked out of the Hangout. I don't know the story behind it.
Well, to be honest, he already porn bombed himself on more than one occasion.
Well, one of his, I don't know how YouTube takes it, but one of his thumbnails on one of his videos is his wife breastfeeding his baby. So I don't know how YouTube takes that, or if they, took that into consideration or not, because some people consider that porn, some people don't. I don't know how YouTube views that.
I have no idea.
Personally, I think that breastfeeding doesn't bother me. It's a natural thing that has to happen.
So yeah, I was talking about the video where he shows his dildo collection.
Oh, well, yeah, they should have gotten rid of him right then and there, but that was like 8 years ago.
Yeah, that was one of his first videos in 2010 or 2009 or 2010, one of the two. So yeah, 7 or 8 years at least ago.
But I think I can pretty well sum it up. Porn is not good. Showing a dead body, that's fine.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
At least according to YouTube.
Well, and I posted their supposed fix for it in the internal chat. So have fun.
Why have I not gotten that email?
All right. Yeah, as you know, I don't have 1,000 subs yet, so at least right now that doesn't bother me.
Well, Sean, you're probably gonna. Sean, you should be all right because you have all the hangouts.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna lose monetization. But
I think in the chat somebody said that they want to push me above 1,000 subs so I can get super chat. Actually, guys, I don't want your money. So even if I should activate monetization at some point, it's just because I want the better analysis tools. So if you're watching my videos, you can use adblock or anything. I don't give a fuck.
You don't have to monetize to get those. You just have to be eligible.
Is it? I think at one point it was that you would have to have monetization running.
No. You don't have to. You still get all of those things even if you don't have ads on any of your videos.
Yeah, but you still have to have the monetization activated, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything as long as you don't put ads on it.
All right. Yeah, I haven't dealt with the mechanism how exactly that works yet.
Well, let's see what my view time for the last year was. I love analytics.
So, just out of curiosity.
Watch time.
In hours.
In hours? Okay, let's go.
It's
Let's
fun.
go. Oh,
So
got
my
me.
watch time in the last 28 days was 160,000 minutes. So let me just divide that by.
You can literally choose the metric watch
60.
time hours.
So in the last 30 days, it was 2,780 hours of watch time.
Let's see. Calculator.
Neslik, yeah, sure, you can join.
You can get it to show it. Don't
try to
use the
find
fucking
you.
calculator. You can literally ask it to ask it to show you it in hours.
Neslik, I'll send you a link via the YouTube chat.
11,431 hours.
Yeah, so you're good. I'm screwed.
Yeah, but it's because your videos are short as hell.
What's my lifetime after all?
It's not they're not really that short. They're pretty like the 20 minutes.
Yes, but compare that to the on average 4-hour hangouts that I do.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's also the only reason that I have I get more views per video than I have subscribers, because they're so long that people will stop watching them after an hour or two because they have to do other shit and then return to them later.
Well, it's also like if I had a higher output, it probably wouldn't be a problem. It's because I'm so damn slow.
So Neslik, you should have received the link by now. Please check your YouTube chat.
What's my watch time in the last week? We'll just do the month of January. See what my watch time is. Yeah, that is definitely not right. Oh, wait, that's going. Oh, that's the first 365 days of my channel's existence.
By the way, we currently have 93 people watching. That's surprisingly close to the 128 or something that Nathan claims would be his record.
Yeah, 128 is his record, which over the last 3 hangouts, I've gotten just over. So, again, popularity, Nathan. Way to go. You win. No, you don't. Stop using the argument ad popular, Nathan. You failed. It's not about subscribers. It's about engagement. I can't stress that enough, and people just don't listen. It's funny. Okay, in the last 17 days, I've had 184,457 minutes of watch time.
There's still no sign of part-time vegan.
Yeah, there probably won't be.
Damn it. This would have been the perfect day to talk to a flat earther, because I've been soldering all day and I've probably inhaled a lot of lead fumes. So yeah, half of the brain disabled.
Yay, lead poisoning.
Okay.
Well, I should point out that lead poisoning isn't like you. It isn't acute.
I'll list off my most watch time videos since the beginning of January. The top 5 in order is my 1,000 subscriber special, 30,419 minutes. Poor Anthony Rokeley is my number 2 most watched duration video. And that's 29,000 minutes, 29,906 actually. Ranty Can't Camera 2. Well, that sucked. And the well that sucked was literally just a couple of minutes. Actually, how long was that one? Or was that actually an
Wait, how again? No, that was longer.
Yeah,
well, that sucked was the follow-up hangout you did.
All right, so there's a guy in the chat who wants to join, and he's saying he's a flat earther. So I'm actually gonna send him the link under the 2 conditions. That first, it might be possible that if part-time vegan shows up, I would have to kick him. And second of all, it's possible that he just wants to snipe us, but I'll actually take that risk.
Dun, 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 dun. Who is it?
What channel?
It's called David Blackson.
David Blackson. Never heard of him.
He has 92
David
subscribers.
Good
Videos.
channel.
Texas Flat Earth, and yeah, he's maybe legit, so I'll take the risk.
And of course, I'm looking at his channel intro. First thing it is a clip from Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So
Yeah.
Way to go with the copyright infringement there, right off the bat. Because
All right, I've sent him the link. David, you should have received the link via YouTube chat. So you would have to get that, you have to go to your Creator Studio, and then under Community, you will find the chat function. It might be in the spam folder because it contains the link. But just click that link, and then you should be able to come in here.
Well,
At least he has a cute dog.
Yeah, I was gonna say he appears to be an older gentleman.
So, do you want us to leave or?
Well, that depends on David. Let's just wait until he joins, and then we can make that out. Sure, David, take your time.
You did want Nestle in here, right?
I had invited him. I've sent him also a link via the YouTube chat.
Okay, I'll just add him directly through the Hangouts.
And Nestle, please check if it's in the spam folder. It might happen because it contains a link. Those usually end up, or sometimes end up in the spam folder.
I just added him to the Hangout itself.
All right.
In other news, I'm really pleased with how my dinner turned out. So that's.
I haven't eaten anything the entire day.
And you've been sucking in soldering fumes. That's healthy.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I'm a chemist. It's not the first thing that's gonna kill me.
I'm actually gonna go camera hot for you in a second. If this David guy joins, because I just saw one of his videos titles.
Hey, Neslik.
Hey, what the hell is a YouTube chat? I've never heard of it.
When you go to your Creator Studio, so on the top right in the YouTube page, there's your icon. When you click on that, it will give you the ability to go to the Creator Studio, and then there is a part of that website called Community, and that includes the chat function.
You mean messages?
And there's actually a reason why I just turned the camera on.
GMB, it was leaded solder. The reason is because it handles much better than the unleaded one. And I just had leaded solder.
How's it going, guys?
Hi, David. Hi, David.
How y'all doing?
Hi, David.
Here in Dallas, Texas. I was on a few of Nathan's debates.
I recognize the voice actually now.
Yeah, I've been kind of watching this thing since the beginning, so it's been pretty interesting. It's still pretty interesting.
Well, real quick, David, there's a reason why I turned my camera on, because I'm looking at one of the titles of your videos called Flat Earth Texas, Please Prove to Me That We Live on a Ball. And now I'm going to turn my camera off.
Yes, sir.
So there you go.
No problem. I understand. I've seen your logo on Nathan's Hangout.
No, you haven't.
Well, there's a guy that has one like this. I'm not sure. It may not have been you.
Well, no, Anthony took one of my videos and played it in there, and then cut off the important part. You know, like because he likes to cherry pick.
Right. No, I've been debating with the ballers for a while now. I understand how the program is. You know, the problem is that one big proof for that one big to prove it one way or the other just hadn't happened yet. So we're all still waiting on that, I think.
No, we're not waiting on it. I
think, David, we haven't had any contact yet. We two were we in the same hangout or something? I don't remember you whatsoever.
I understand. It's hard to remember everybody because there is a lot of people on this deal now. You know.
Yeah, so. But I'm not familiar with any of your positions. So, do you buy into the AE map, for example?
I actually don't. I actually don't. I'm more of a South Pole azimuth equidistant map guy. I believe that if you go north in any direction, you're going to hit the ice wall instead of going south. You know, a lot of flat earthers have, there's a lot of varying opinions on this thing. I've done my own research.
Okay. Okay, David, I'm going to ask you a question. So you're saying that the South Pole is the center, right?
South Pole is the center, exactly.
Okay, for the same reason that the normal AE map fails, you live in Texas, so you can actually verify this yourself. Does Polaris ever change positions?
Not that I know of.
then your map does not work.
No. It depends on where you're at. I mean, I understand your point of view. That's one thing that you got to understand. The ballers, the problem, you guys like to argue, but you don't have a map either.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Hold on, guys. Don't get distracted here. I'm going to explain to him why his map doesn't work. If south is the center, everybody looking north to Polaris is looking in a different direction as they look to the outside of the ring. And they all see Polaris due north. Doesn't matter where you are north of the equator, you always look north. So if you got somebody
see the north,
you can't see the North Star?
if you're south of the equator, you can't.
That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
Well, it does. It does.
But that actually beautifully on a globe.
No, he's trying to say that south doesn't matter. It actually does. Because south is always at your back as you're facing the outside wall, correct?
I understand what you're saying, but it's like you guys, you don't have a map of the ball. You try to act like.
Hold on. This is the point that you're missing. Say that you're in Texas and you're looking north, which means your back is facing due south towards the center, correct?
Right.
So now you have somebody over in the UK who's also facing south, which means their back, or they're facing north, which means their back is towards the center, correct?
It depends on if you're above the equator or not.
The UK, it is above the equator.
I understand that.
So if they're looking south, their back is towards the center of the disc, correct?
You got to remember the stars and the sun rotate around us. We don't rotate around the sun.
But the
Dave,
star.
that was
Can you maybe do us a favor?
Hold on.
No, stop. Wait, stop. Give me a chance, Sean. Dave, do you prefer David or Dave, first of all?
It doesn't matter.
right.
Dave's fine.
Okay, so David, can you do us a favor and just quickly draw your map?
No, you have one pulled up here. This is just a map that I've kind of come to a conclusion that's more because
Is my map an accurate representation of what you believe?
it's close. There's not really a flat Earth map. It's just like people want to go across Antarctica, Math Powerland, and all these people want to. It's like going north. You got to remember that the North Pole wasn't even surveyed before they started teaching people that they were living on a ball. The North Pole and all that area up there hadn't even been gone across or researched or anything, or plotted out. But
actually, can you I'm going to take a screenshot of that real quick because I'm actually going to draw for this because apparently he's not getting what I'm saying. So we'll copy that over. As soon as I get paint set up, I'll share.
No problem. But you got to remember, you don't have a map of the world. You don't have a ball that you can hold in your hand and show me how there's not even a map with the continents the right size.
Have you never seen a globus? A globe?
Do you know how many?
Buy it.
Do you know how many countries will fit just inside of Africa?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We are well aware that the 3D surface of a sphere cannot fit on a 2D map.
Can you present me, Gio?
Sure, Sean.
All right, let me go ahead and get an arrow here. Well, I'll just draw one. What the heck?
How many of you guys were on Nathan's debate?
I was once or twice.
Okay.
All right.
Texas is right around here, correct?
Hold on, let me pull you up here.
Texas is right around here.
Oh, yes, sir.
So if you're in Texas and you're facing north, you're facing this direction, right?
Exactly.
Now, which way is the North Star?
The North Star's north of me.
So if you're in Texas, you're looking this direction to see the North Star.
Let me ask you a question. Can you prove that if you go on the 90-degree mark over the North Pole that you're going to land in Russia? Can you prove that?
Can
you believe? Can you prove?
It's not relevant. It's not relevant to the point I'm trying to make here.
The problem is that I don't believe the continents and everything are where you think they are.
Real
No,
quick.
you're the one that pulled up. You're the one that stated that this was what you believe the map is, and I'm showing you why this map
1
is
second.
wrong.
Well, Dave,
Go ahead.
here's the thing. You can't answer a question with a question. So Sean is really hard trying to explain to you why your model is false.
I understand that, but you guys are wanting to debate a little bit. You know how it is.
Well, no, but you made the assertion that this is the map you believe in.
No, this is a map that I think I think this is a map that is the closest representation of what it may be. I don't actually know where.
And this is a valid argument that I'm bringing up because I'm using the map you are saying is the closest thing that we've got, and I'm showing you why it fails on one thing. And everybody that's in the flat Earth will say that the North Star is always north.
It's like this.
But if you're standing over here in Spain, which is there, and you look to the North Star, you're looking in this direction. And it's always north for everybody that's north of the equator at all times. Always north. It never moves from over here to over here so that Spain can see it north. It's always north of every location at the same time. This is why this map fails.
It's just like if you built a 30-mile bridge from Alaska to Russia, you should be able to drive around 5 of the 7 continents. You agree with that? That you could drive around the world basically except for Australia and Antarctica. Isn't that what we're told?
What has that to do with Sean's question or Sean's explanation?
Because you got to understand that these continents aren't. Do you believe that if you went from Alaska to Russia, right, that you're going and that you'd have to take a right-hand turn around the ball? Do you believe if you go over the North Pole?
In other words,
I'm just asking.
I'm sorry, Dave, but you didn't actually appear to have listened to Sean's explanation. What we want to know of you is Sean has shown to you that if this map that is currently being shown is correct, then 2 people, one in Spain and one where you live in Texas, looking north simultaneously, will look in different directions. So the question we have to you is either if you think this model is a pretty good representation of reality, how do you come around the fact that you're looking to different directions? And if you don't think that this model represents reality, what exactly is wrong with it?
The reason that I think this map is the closest map is because of the way the continents that you can connect the continents together. The problem is I'm not sure exactly how they lay out. I'm not. I haven't. I know this that
I will put it supposedly as simply as possible. With a map like this, where the north edge is on the outside, that's the only way that the North Star could be north of every location is if every location is along a single line of longitude.
Everything runs east and west. All the plane flights run east and west.
Do you know what?
Runs east and west. You don't see anything. You don't see anything going over the North Pole. Why?
Whoa!
Wrong.
That is a hard claim. Do you know what flight maps is or flight? How's it called? Flight radar.
He's just diverting you, Geo.
Yeah, he's pulling a red herring. He's pulling a red herring.
He's pulling red herrings left and right because he doesn't want to address this problem.
Okay, so let's address this one, and then afterwards I'll show him wrong with flight radar.
Do you know how wide a single line of longitude is?
I'm not sure exactly, no, sir. Go ahead.
There is no definition of width for a single line of longitude because it's a coordinate. The prime meridian is a single line of longitude. Everything on Earth would have to be on the prime meridian in order to make this model work to where everybody would still look north and all see the same star. Your planet would be a line, not a disk.
When you look at all the maps and you push up a map of the world, you won't even see a map that shows, except for the continents all on one side. You can't see. It's very, very hard to find a top-down map of like the North Pole. You can't find a map that shows you the distances between the United States, Canada and Russia and all the top of the ball. You can't find one. There are not maps. The problem is you guys believe in a ball that has never been proven.
All right,
and
so
that's just my opinion.
So how does that answer his question?
You made
I'm still waiting for him to answer this conundrum that he's got with his own model.
He won't, and that's why I want to talk to show him wrong on the other point first. So David, can you please take a look at my screen?
Hold on a minute. Go ahead. All right, I'm looking.
Be able to see it. Okay, so this is flight radar. It's a website where you can trace the flight paths of pretty much every larger aircraft on the planet in real time. And I just picked out this flight from London Heathrow to Seattle. And as you see, this flight started flying north and then at some point went more westwards. Now, on the flat Earth map,
that map's not even correct map of the world. See, that's what I'm saying. You guys are believing in maps. I thought Russia's.
I'm not ready with my explanation. I'm not done. So I agree that when you project the map like this, it wouldn't make any sense if that were the case. But when we go to an more accurate representation of a spherical model that we have, for example, in Google Earth, we can actually find the most likely flight path quite easily. So we got London here. I think Heathrow might be that airport over there. Starting from here. Then we'll go to Seattle. So Seattle that's in not in Oregon, in Washington, right?
Yep.
Somewhere around there it is. Just save that for a minute. So the red line that Google Earth draws for me is the shortest line on the globe between London and Seattle. And when you actually compare that to the footage we get from Flight Radar, you see that it's currently just leaving the western coast of Greenland with this particular bay and those two islands there. You can see that that's actually pretty accurate. I think those are the two islands, so this flight decided to go a little bit more north. Why, I don't know. But you see that your claim that no plane is going over the pole is factually correct. And I think when you get a flight from London to somewhere in Alaska, if there's a direct connection between the two, you will get a flight route that will lead pretty much directly over the northern pole. So your claim is factually wrong.
Can I get a mic check?
Sound good over here?
You were roboting a little bit. Can you please repeat that?
Okay. Well, just...
You're still roboting. I can't hear you.
Hang on. All right, be right back.
All right, so David, you've seen my explanation. What is wrong with it? You claimed that there are no flights over the pole. And actually, here's one. Let's just use that one. CP841 from JFK to Hong Kong. So that's New York to Hong Kong. Let's just do that one as well. That might actually be pretty nice. So JFK is, which one is JFK? That one?
Mic check.
That's much better. So JFK is here. And Hong Kong is over there. No idea where the airport is in Hong Kong. It looks like an airport. There we go. Let's just use that one for reference. Save that. And as you see, yes, this flight is almost heading almost directly north. We actually draw in the grid. It gets to about what is this? 84.5 north. So that's pretty close to the pole. Again, your assertion that there are no flights going over the northern pole is false.
He's muted.
You're muted.
It's just like the map that it's just like this map, this flight tracker map that you're showing now. Okay. And it has, you see the way that it's set up where everything runs east to west, right?
And yeah, I agree that map is not accurate. That's why I'm using Google Earth.
So why wouldn't they? I understand that you always have to flip over. You have to use two maps. Why not? Why would they show you a map that's not correct? Why wouldn't they show you?
Simple, because it's easier to program this on a 2D surface. That's all.
And the problem is with you guys,
David, this map
here is not pull Google Earth out.
This map here is not correct in the sense that it's useful to see where the individual planes are, but it's not good to see the geometry behind it. That's why I'm using Google Earth, because that one is a spherical representation that is pretty accurate.
But David, when you have a program that follows every single flight that is currently flying over the Earth, it is pretty hard to have also a very accurate map. It's a 3D representation of the globe. So a 2D representation is just a minor drawback of this.
You guys do understand that they were teaching people they lived on a ball before they had ever.
How does that answer the question?
Yeah, David, please answer the question first. You have said about 5 to 10 minutes ago that there are no flights going over the pole. I just showed there are flights going over the pole. So do you retract that statement?
It's not that I retract that statement. I know if I leave out of Dallas, I know if you do some research on the North Pole, right? And you're talking about going over the 90-degree mark into Russia, and you're talking about the Arctic Ocean. You do not have a map, a flat map that you can look at that'll tell you the actual mileage and distance. All you guys ever want to do is go to Google Earth, okay?
Yes.
Google Earth hadn't been around for very long, okay?
Let me explain to you why Google Earth is useful in that sense. When you're trying to project a flat surface, a curved surface onto a flat plane, you will run into issues. It's like when you're trying to peel an orange and you want to take the skin off that orange and press it flat, you will rip it apart.
We're not talking about the water. We're talking about the land. See, when you can map the land. What's the percentage of the Earth is water compared to land? Was it 70% water or something like that?
Water. That is correct.
And it would be very easy. You have never seen a map with all the continents the correct size.
I have.
Well, show that. Show that
There
map.
it is.
No, that's not it. I want to see a map.
That's it. That's it.
You guys believe that? See, you always go to Google Earth, but I understand it's hard.
There are other programs, but Google Earth is one easy, accessible one.
Dave, if I had wanted to do this 100 years ago, if I had wanted to find out what actually the quickest route from New York to Hong Kong is, I would have used the globe. Globes have been around for 500 years or so. You claiming that this is a new thing is also factually incorrect.
I understand that. That's what I'm saying is that everybody started teaching people they lived on a ball before they had even went and surveyed the whole Earth. You know what I'm getting at?
No, that is also not correct.
The lines of latitude and longitude were set before they figured out that it was a ball.
And that is easy to do.
Actually, lines of longitude and latitude were established because they figured out it was a globe.
Yes. That's a simple way to represent coordination on the surface of a globe.
I understand. It's your guys' opinion. We all have a little mental block on
this. This is not an opinion. It's a mathematical fact.
Yes.
If you want to know the position of an object on the surface of a sphere, you only need two coordinates, being the two angles that we have here.
Longitude and latitude. It's the only two you need to know a position on the surface of a globe.
If you want to find out the position inside the sphere in any particular point, you also need the radius.
Yes.
But on the surface, you only need the two coordinates. And that's why this coordinate grid that we use is useful.
It's just like this ball that you have up here, right? The one that you're showing right now. Okay. If you just take the amount of land from Alaska all the way around, just follow that top circle around there. How many miles of land do you think that is just on the very top, just from Alaska all the way around to Greenland there? You're talking about 6,000 or 7,000 miles just at the top of the ball.
But before we go into that, let me point out that you have repeatedly ignored every single answer that we give you. And when we give you an answer, you jump immediately to another subject. Please respond to our answers for once.
It's not going to work like that because you guys are trying to back me in a corner over here, and it's not going to work because I know that all you have is Google Earth.
No,
okay? If you
I didn't bring up Google Earth. I didn't bring up Google Earth. I brought up your model that you presented and showed you why it doesn't work, and you immediately changed topic.
I don't believe that if you go over the North Pole straight up the 90-degree mark over the North Pole that you're going to end up in Russia. I don't believe that.
Well, as said, we can show that when you go approximately north from New York, you will end up in approximately Hong Kong.
It's just like this. It's just like this ball here. it's just like this ball here. If you just look at how many miles it is from Alaska to Greenland, right? If you see this yellow line at the top of the ball, right?
Yes, and you realize that it's not the quickest way from Alaska to Greenland.
No, you're not listening to me. If you take this yellow line that's at the top of the ball, right? And you go from Alaska all the way around, and you see how it circles this Arctic Ocean at the top, right? Do you realize how many miles of land that is right there? That's more than 20,000 miles worth of land
You're
at the top of the ball.
No, it isn't.
At the top of the ball.
It isn't.
We're talking about from Alaska.
Stop. You're saying that circle has a length of 20,000 miles? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, I'm telling you that from Alaska all the way around to the top of Canada, all the way to the coast of Greenland.
Answer the question.
Yeah,
I'm saying that. I'm not sure about. I'm not.
Wait. We need to clarify this before we continue. I'm sorry. You said we would have to. I should imagine the length of the land at that circle. Are you saying yes or no that circle has a length or a circumference of 20,000 miles?
The Arctic Circle.
All I can tell you is that the top of Canada from Alaska, if you go from the tip of Alaska where it says Leningrad, and you go all the way around to Greenland, you're talking about
Leningrad. That's Russia.
No, he's saying Leningrad. That means.
But I'm just saying where that at the one where it says west, West 170, and you follow that circle around all the way to Greenland. Do you know how many miles that is from Alaska to Greenland?
Yes, I can calculate it.
Do you realize that?
Yes, I can calculate it based on the globe model, and this will be accurate if you actually measure it. And this will not work on a flat Earth. Especially not the one that you are mentioning, where the North Pole is on the edge or around the entire continents.
Yeah.
The problem is you can't find a flat map or a hand map that you can look at of the North Pole. The only thing you can find this on is
They're
Google
called
Earth.
Whoa. Hang on. I'm stopping you right there.
I've researched the maps.
The U.S. Navy, bull. Then you have not looked at the nautical charts. Nautical charts are available for the North Pole region. The U.S. Navy uses them daily, and they are accurate. And they are not the distance that you see.
And notice he has jumped on another topic again. He can stay on topic. He can stay on topic at all.
Well, I can tell you what he's doing if you give me a second. What he's doing is he's putting out feelers, trying to find something we don't know about, so he can just press that home. We keep showing him that we actually have knowledge on what he's trying to bring up, so he has to change the topic over and over again. He's just testing the waters to see what he can get away with. It's not going to be much.
Throwing shit out and see what sticks.
And as for the whole flights over the North Pole, I personally took one from Chicago to Tokyo.
So let's just check that Chicago.
So if you drive straight over the North Pole, right, and you're in an airplane, you're going to actually see the compass flip in your hand and point back the other direction once you pass the North Pole. Is that right?
Not necessarily, because the geographic North Pole is not the same as the magnetic North Pole.
Well, I'm talking about the magnetic North Pole. If you're at the 90-degree mark coming out of Dallas, going past Chicago, going straight over the North Pole, right?
That's not where the magnetic North Pole is.
The magnetic North Pole is not at the geographic North Pole. Is I think currently it's in North Canada. I think around about there.
Yeah.
And yes, if you are actively watching, you will see it change direction as you pass it.
Have you ever seen anybody do that? Have you ever seen a video of that happening? Can you prove
I don't know how many retards have been on a plane with me.
Let me field this.
Can you prove that? Can you prove that?
Let me field this.
No,
Let me
you
field
can't.
this. Have you ever seen a film of The Edge of the World?
No,
no, you haven't? Oh, imagine that.
I never claimed there was an edge of the world. I never said that.
And we never claimed there was someone with a compass going over the north magnetic pole.
If you go straight over the North Pole and you're in an airplane, that compass ought to flip right in your hand. You ought to be.
It shouldn't, because the magnetic North Pole and the geographic North Pole are not at the same location.
if I'm flying straight
Literally
over
just calculus.
There is
3
actually
times.
another reason why it wouldn't do it anyway. The
Once you
compass
get so-
pointer tries to line up with the magnetic ley lines. Well, actually, that's not the flux lines. I'm sorry, I actually used the wrong word. They try to line up with the flux lines. As you get closer to the magnetic north or south pole, the flux lines become almost vertical, which tries to pull the pointer down. But it can't go down because the compass body is in the way. So it will lock into position until you pass it to a certain point, and then it will turn around after you've already gone past it, and the flux lines start to level out with the surface of the Earth.
Can you prove that?
Yeah, get yourself a big magnet and take a compass and move it across the top of it.
No, I'm
Watch
talking
it
about
happen.
Sean,
have you
there
ever-
actually is a device. I completely forgot the name of it. It basically is a compass where you can flip it 90 degrees so you can see the flux lines going vertical.
Well,
where I
that's
live at 50 degrees north approximately, the lines are almost 45 degrees facing downwards. And of course, this is increasing the farther you go closer to the magnetic North Pole.
So should I actually take a speaker apart and make a video demonstration of how your fallacy works there, David?
No, I want to see somebody on one of these northbound airplanes going out of Chicago, going over the North
You
Pole.
asked me if I could make.
Somebody filming it. It's just like
You asked me about what I said would happen in reality because of the way physics works.
It's just like these.
And you asked me to show a video of that. Do you really need me to make a video with a magnet and a compass and then drag the compass from one side of the magnet to the other?
I want to see a video of somebody going over the North Pole in an airplane and the compass slipping in their hand while they're flipping it with an iPhone.
David, you asked me to prove something. I'm offering to do it, and you're changing the topic again.
The only way to prove that a compass is going to flip if I keep going north and I go over the North Pole and start heading south, going back down to the bottom of the ball, that compass should flip somewhere when I get into Russia, right?
At some point, yes, when the flux lines are no longer vertical.
You can't prove it. You cannot prove it.
I offered to prove about the flux lines being vertical, and you keep saying that I can't.
No, you can't prove it because you're not going to take a plane flight straight over the North Pole and be able to film it. It's just like all these guys.
Why does it matter what if he uses the magnet
yourself?
David, I was going to show you the concept of why your hypothesis doesn't work.
It's a magnet. It works the same way as the magnet in the Earth.
It's just like these guys talking about how you have to have a special compass when you live in Australia.
Blah, blah, blah. You won't address anything we bring up. I think we're done with you.
All right, brother, man. I'll see you on the next debate or something. I'll check back in with you guys.
Next debate. This wasn't a debate. This was
next hangout. You know how it is. Got a little bit of that Nathan debate still in me, I guess.
No, this wasn't a debate. This was us. This was you asking us questions, us offering you answers, and then you changing the subject to avoid addressing those answers.
I agree with you. Thank you.
There's one thing I would like to know from you.
Yes, sir.
The thing is, flat earthers try to poke holes into globe models or the globe model. But what fact do you have a fact that you could base your reputation on that is, in your opinion, the nail in the coffin for the globe Earth? What do you think definitely proves that the Earth is flat? Like the best argument you have, what is it?
That you cannot, just like you're showing this globe of the Earth on Google Earth, that you can't print one out and make it where I can hold one in my hand where everything's correct.
It's called a globe. We have it.
You can go one and buy one.
You don't have. They all say not just for example or only.
Oh no. Some of them do, right. Not all of them. The ones that aren't accurate because they're basically just mass-produced China toys, they have to have that disclaimer. If you actually buy a teachable quality globe because it is accurate, you can buy those, and they do not have that disclaimer on them.
It's just
you're looking at a D-Marble video and saying that all globes have those. They do not.
Let me just check my globe that I have here.
He's talking about the disclaimer that's taped to the bottom of certain globes that says not for educational purposes.
I know. So
wait, what?
The one I have yet, I'm sure it's an America thing. Like, you have to tell that because otherwise the company might get sued or something.
Correct.
So what my globe says on the bottom is Techno Didactica SPA, then an address in Italy, made in Italy. That's it. So no, not all globes have this disclaimer on them.
Only the ones that are like little 1999 toy globes, because they are inaccurate because they're not made to be accurate. They're just made to be just for general demonstration. But they do make some that are accurate, that are used for actual navigation or whatever else they want to show to scale, properly distanced. It's not just a sticker on a ball.
Why don't you just try
Also-
using Google Earth
also-
for a day for navigation?
Do you realize that if you go to Google and you punch in map of the world, that you cannot find one map with the continents the actual correct size? If you go to Google right now and you punch in map of the
Then
world,
you don't know where you're looking.
no, I'm talking
you're
about if
looking
you just
for.
type this in and go to Google.
Stop. You do not know what you are looking for. If you are looking for a correct 2D representation at accurate distances, there are two things you need to look at: the geodesy charts and the nautical charts.
To address the chat, Requiem, if that's the video I think it is, there's actually a nail where he's using that compass. I haven't looked at the video up, but I have seen a video of a compass supposedly flipping sides. There was a nail in the sideboard that actually screws that whole experiment up.
So Dave, you do know that you can't take a spherical map of a spherical object and place it on a 2D surface. You're aware of that, right?
I know that
Yes or no?
I can go to Easy Mart and get a map of the United States real easy for $3.95, and I want to know why.
Answer the fucking question.
I'm answering it if you give me a second.
No,
here.
you're not. It was a yes or no question.
This is
All right, guys. I don't want
Dave,
to.
sorry.
I don't want to get y'all wound up, but we're cool. Everything's cool. I'm over on Lewis's channel a little bit, but y'all be careful, okay? Well, I'll come back in, and this is a cool show. I like listening to y'all guys, so y'all be careful, okay?
see you.
Are you going to look at the nautical charts and geodesy charts?
I mean, is he staying here? I thought he would be leaving now. He just muted himself.
No,
I'm guessing that
I'm here. I don't want to take up your whole show, but I appreciate it, and I'll come back on another time.
Well, right now you're practically the star of the show. I'm sorry.
No.
Because the guy
Dave,
who I
are you
originally
actually going
wanted
to look
talk
at those
about-
two things?
Hey, I've done some research. I've been in the flat earther for a while, and you just know I understand the arguments.
Well, clearly you don't, because every time we bring them up, you change the topic.
Yeah.
No, well, you guys always go to Google Earth is the way that
Did I go to Google? Did I go to Google Earth?
You're changing the topic again.
Hang on. Full stop. Dave. Yes or no? That's the type of question I'm about to ask you. Come out of your mouth is yes or no. Did I ever reference Google Maps?
No.
Did I ever reference any map but the one you offered?
I'm not sure. I'm not even sure which one of you guys brought it up first, but that's how it. You know how it is.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
I didn't bring
The
up.
answer is also no there.
We
No,
asked,
y'all
we asked if you follow the AE map. You said only if the south is in the center, and then we brought up a map, and you said that was it. I used your map to show why that map doesn't work, and you immediately changed the subject. I never once brought up Google Earth. I never once brought up any map but the one you said was the one you think was real.
Hey, I know the Arctic Ocean wasn't even plotted out until
Jesus
in
Christ.
the
Well,
19th.
And there's the red herring.
Yeah.
All right, y'all be careful.
Until when?
Yeah, Geo,
Until when?
get him the fuck out.
Oh, he just left.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
my God.
And other deities.
God damn it.
Yeah,
That's
I thought talking to Riley's hard, but this guy didn't want to answer a single question.
This guy was harder than Riley after seeing a dildo.
Don't do that to me, Micro.
Oh my god, dude.
How many claims did he make, and how many times we answered them all?
So let's start. First of all, AE map with the South Pole in the center.
Yeah.
Well, at least he's creative.
Holy
Then
shit.
Second of all,
Holy
no
shit.
planes over the North Pole debunked by me.
And me.
What was the other one? Yeah, only planes
I've
come from
actually taken one of those flights.
West, in other words, also debunked by me. What was the next one?
The Alaska distance to Greenland or something.
Yes, also debunked by me, and he apparently doesn't understand how geometry works. Because I think you guys might have noticed that if he had said that, yes, the Northern Arctic Circle has a circumference of 20,000 miles, I would have calculated it, which is easy.
Someone actually did that in the. Actually looked it up in the chat. Oh, where was it? It was a while back. It was like something like.
Oh,
What's that?
there's a buzzing sound.
I think it's easy because you just need to know that the diameter of the Earth and times the latitude divided by 90 degrees, I think.
Well, it would be cosine.
Crater posted it in the
Cosine of the angle, right? Times the
here it
radius.
is. 9,900 miles.
Yeah.
That guy
So
wore
it's
me out.
9,900 miles. And how many did he claim it was?
I'm gonna actually have to duck out because here shortly, somebody's gonna go live with Riley, and I really would like to watch this one.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
We got about 25 minutes.
Who's gonna go live with him?
Fly.
So I'm gonna ping part-time vegan once more, but he's 1 hour overdue. I don't think he will show up.
He won't.
Has anybody seen him claiming or asking what dimensions are made of in the I think it was Strike channel, and in the live chat you can see him asking the question to somebody else: what are dimensions made of?
Oh my god!
Wrap your head around that one.
I will answer that question when he catches one of my farts and paints it purple.
I mean, that is technically possible.
Good luck.
It's hard, but it's technically possible.
To where you can actually see a painted purple fart floating through the air. Good luck with that.
I replied with another question. What color is jealousy?
Well, green is envy.
Well,
Fuck you.
I would say in Riley's case, jealousy is purple.
No, that's pleasure. Pleasure is purple for Riley.
Purple pleasure. Mm.
Yeah, it really makes you want to think of Purple Helmet Warrior. Purple Helmet Sleeping Warrior. There we go.
I thought you were for a moment. I thought you were gonna say Purple Himawari.
No, Purple Helmet Sleeping Warrior.
I think it was in the context of like Einstein's theory of general relativity. Somebody said, Einstein's theory says that space can bend because of the mass of objects. And he says, well, if dimensions can bend, then what is it made of? How can it bend if it's made of nothing? That's basically his yeah.
And by the way, you were just at 114 watching. So Nathan, popularity.
Yeah, it's probably also because you're in here. That might draw some attention.
Hey, more power to you, man. But 114 watching when you have 453 subscribers. Nathan, eat your heart out. You wish you can get numbers like that.
That would be more than 1,000 possible viewers for him if the stats were identical.
Yeah, so you need to increase your viewership by 5-fold in order to match the ratio that Gio's getting right now, Nathan. Oh, it was 129 earlier. That actually beats Nathan's record.
No,
Nice.
it was above 120 a moment ago. Yeah, there we go. 132.
Holy shit.
So
Thanks everybody for watching. This is freaking awesome.
Maybe I should have promoted this on my channel. Say, hey, go watch over here. I'll be there.
Yeah, and the main attraction hasn't even shown up yet.
Yeah, keep in mind, nobody promoted this on anybody's channel except for Gio on his own.
Yeah, but to be fair, I promote them 1 week ahead, so the chance that everybody has seen it is pretty high.
I mean, I would have. To be fair, I would have
here's the thing,
forgotten
Gio.
if you hadn't told me.
Here's the thing, Gio. Nathan has his hangouts at the same time every day for 115 episodes now.
Yeah, that's correct.
So he doesn't need to give 1 week's notice. He's got everybody who knows that subscribe to him knowing that he's going to do a live stream every day at the same time. And you already beat what he gets in viewers. You beat his record.
Well, that's definitely an achievement to be proud of, isn't it?
Well, so I'm only bringing it up because he's saying that you're not popular enough, but according to the ratios, you're beating him by 5-fold.
Actually,
Well, I guess.
isn't it?
Is it 10?
Yeah, I mean, he has 5,000 subscribers. I have 450 something, so it's tenfold.
Yeah, so I was just going by the channel that he's got this guy just to get. God, I can't talk. That has just over 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, but pretty much everybody who is sub to him on the other channel practically knows that the debates are still going on, because he sometimes uploads them to his main channel.
So again, Nathan, please come on Geo's show because clearly he is more popular than you.
We all know he isn't gonna do that because he will never be in a hangout where he is in full control over it.
Well, of course not.
To answer Jared's question, or else you will beat yourself to put yourself out of misery. Jared says, "Why
Fair point.
Yeah, why do willful idiots give me such an urge to beat them?" Well, yeah, you had to do that before you beat yourself.
It's called self-preservation.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cypher just said that the video people were spamming earlier was an electric compass, not magnetic.
Yeah.
And might have been using GPS and not magnets. That's actually probably a good reason I didn't share that because it would be a unknown variable that we couldn't account for and can't verify.
So there's a guy in the side chat called Buddy Boy. I guess you guys might be familiar with him.
Oh, just a little bit. How you doing? What was it? What were you last week? On the level, was it?
So, Buddy, if you're saying we're all silly, why don't you come in here and show us why? My offer is that I'll kick everybody else from the hangout if you so wish, and we can talk about this 1v1.
No, don't do it, please.
Oh, I would love to hear Buddy Boy's voice. I would love to.
Maybe it's Riley.
I'll drop out just to hear Buddy Boy's voice.
In the meantime, can we perhaps go deeper into what would happen when you go?
Hold on. I got to quote him. That globe, I fucking retard. You are halfway correct.
No, sorry, you just misquoted him. You misquoted him. He said, "quote that globe, I fucking retarded." Yeah.
Okay, I stand corrected, but you are correct. You are fucking retarded.
You beat us. You beat us. You did our job. Congratulations. But can we perhaps go deeper into this? What would happen if you went over the magnetic North Pole with the compass? I think that David guy thought that the compass would point one direction, and in like less than a second, it would go the other way, like that. I think that is what he's going to.
I agree. So let's just use this one flight path here for reference. And let's say, for the sake of argument, that the magnetic North Pole is also the geographical North Pole.
Okay.
Okay, so as you see, when you're, let's say just here. Oh, sorry. Let's say when you're here, then you will have this approximately 30-degree or so angle between your flight path and the direction to the North Pole. And an hour or so later, let's just go for a speed of the vehicle of 1,000 kilometers per hour. Let's use half an hour, so 500 kilometers.
I'm gonna go ahead and cut out, Geo.
All right.
Take it easy.
So half an hour later, when you are here, approximately, then the angle between your flight path and the direction of the compass would have changed by the difference between this angle and this angle. Then another half an hour later, when you're approximately there, as you can see now, you're approximately flying westwards. So this is a matter of hours of the compass changing the direction from one side to the other. It takes time. It doesn't happen in an instant.
Now let's, for the sake of argument, assume that not only is the magnetic North Pole right at the geographic North Pole, but also the flight path goes straight over the point.
All right, let's just say it's going straight over the equator. So
what would happen?
Well, there's a certain point when the field lines are practically completely vertical. So the compass needle won't feel the force anymore in one particular direction. The only force it will feel is downwards on one side and upwards on the other. And since the compass isn't made to orient in that way, it won't give you accurate readings. So it will face in a random direction. And the inaccuracy of that will increase the closer you get to the magnetic North Pole. And when you're getting away from it, when you have flown over it, at some point it will start to stop the random motion and start pointing towards the pole again. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's also perhaps not fair to say that the magnetic North Pole is like a point. It's more like an area, where basically all the magnetic flux aligns.
Yes, it's the point where the magnetic field lines are, where the field lines are vertical.
Mm-hmm.
Theoretically, that's just a point, but I guess on the surface, it will be an area where you aren't able to measure the exact orientation anymore.
Yeah.
Well, remember that the actual point where the field line meets. Field
lines don't meet.
Well, okay, you know what I mean.
That the magnetic lines don't cross and don't touch each other.
Okay, yeah, but you realize like the actual point that you're talking about is underground.
Yes, the actual point.
That was my point.
When you simplify this to a standard magnet with two poles, then yeah, the ends of the two poles are underground. That's correct.
Yeah, that's all the one say. I know they don't actually touch or cross, but
yeah, and they might flip soon.
Well, and by flip we mean wander over thousands of years.
Yeah, not necessarily. I think there was one event that suggests that the jumping of the poles happened in less than a century.
Well, it's still gonna be a bunch of years.
Yes.
And we're gonna have a lot of confused pigeons.
Not only pigeons, practically every bird or any animal that is orientating on the field lines.
Yeah.
Do whales do that?
I don't know, but I have seen that there's little evidence that a magnetic north shift causes an extinction event. Maybe.
Yes, it looks like the most recent stuff I've read was that the solar winds that reach the atmosphere actually cause a secondary magnetic field to build up, which counteracts the effects of the solar wind. So yeah, you might expect some increased UV radiation. You might expect, therefore, all the diseases that come from that, skin cancer.
I would be more. I think the mass, if you're gonna see a mass extinction event, it's gonna be from changes in migration patterns.
Yes, that's what I was suggesting in the next part. Yeah. That what's really fucking up everything is that the magnetic field itself isn't the way it used to be. And everything that's using the magnetic field as an orientation point will have to adapt to that. And that will definitely cause mass extinctions in every bird species that uses the magnetic field.
Now, I'm skeptical about it because there already are anomalies happening constantly within the magnetic field, and birds are quickly to pick that up and adapt to these changes.
But they're small changes, and I think you do have a point that if it happens slowly enough, evolution and or just actual taught, learned behavior would be able to follow.
Yes.
Well, let's just assume that we're talking about a bird species that's traveling from one direction, from one location to another twice per year, once in the summer, once in the winter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the change in the magnetic field would have to be less than the actual. So when
Well, it's not the only
when the
thing
field lines
they
change
use.
more, then the area from which the bird is looking is so when the bird is from following the same field lines, not able to identify its location anymore by optic means, by looking at the landscape, that might be the point when it's starting to get problems.
Well, you're forgetting that they all birds, immediately some bird species are also able to see polarized light. They use a lot of environmental clues.
All right.
They're like, I'm not entirely sure how big of I've never looked into this. There's probably literature on it. But I would assume that it probably would fuck with their migration patterns, but I'm starting to wonder how much that would actually be.
Well, maybe we get the chance to see it. Maybe we are already seeing it. Who knows? Like, as Neslik says, there are anomalies already in the magnetic field lines. And I think to determine when the event is actually starting might be hard. Maybe we're already in the first phases of it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So again, buddy, you can join if you want. Otherwise, I'll end this hangout in 5 minutes so we all can take a look at Sly's hangout later.
Yeah.
I did a quick Wikipedia search, but not conclusive, of course. But it cites 2 articles for a sentence that statistical analysis show no evidence for a correlation between reversals and extinctions.
Oh,
Okay.
Fair enough.
So maybe if there are a few extinctions caused by such reversals, it would not be significant.
Fair enough. That doesn't really surprise me. I was kind of like, eh.
So I can put the citations in the chat for those who are interested.
Oh, Jared says that apparently we're already seeing it here with the changes in the migratory patterns of Canadian geese. I might look into this more if I remember it at some point.
So, Marco,
it's not really my field.
You're still working on a new video?
Yes, I am.
All right. Do you know when it will be published?
No.
Oh, shit. I'm really looking forward to that one.
Well, I want to get it done, but I'm slow.
Yep, we already know that. You're using a new microphone?
Yes, I am.
And are you content with it? Is it fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that I didn't recommend you the wrong microphone. All right, guys. It looks like nothing significant is going to happen anymore. Unfortunately, Part-Time Vegan didn't show up. Let me just check one last time if he has actually responded to any of my messages. Channel, community, messages, send messages. 16 minutes ago. Nope, nothing.
He has agreed to appear.
Yes, agreed. It was in like maybe 2 weeks ago, 1 or 2 weeks ago in one of Red's hangouts. We both were in the side chat.
Short-term memory?
Maybe. but I've sent him another message to remind him, and by that time he should have seen it. But whatever. I mean, everybody can forget that shit sometimes. No hard feelings or anything. I'll message him again to make out a new date for that. And for everybody who just joined, nothing else is gonna happen. Thanks everybody for watching, and see you next time.